If you have type 2 diabetes and have been wondering what's the best snack for you to eat each day, or if you can have snacks at all, I want you to stay tuned because today I am sharing with you why snacking when you have diabetes is important and also what are the best snack choices to make. Hey everyone, Erin here with Healthy Mom Happy Family, and I'm so happy to have you join me here today because I am talking about one of my favorite topics, which is snacking. I love to snack. And I am sure you probably do too. And if you've been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes and you're trying to manage your blood glucose levels, or perhaps you're trying to lower blood pressure or cholesterol or manage your weight, you might be thinking that you can't have snacks or just are confused on what types of snacks to be choosing. So I wanted to clear that up for you because I don't think anybody should ever have to restrict snacks. I think snacks are really important. I know how much I love them, so I never want you to go through life thinking you can't snack. Actually, if you have type 2 diabetes, having snacks as part of your meal plan is beneficial. When you add snacks to your meal plan, it really can help with blood sugar regulation, appetite regulation, and really staying within your meal plan goals of both meals and snacks. So snacking is beneficial. I want you to do it, but I want you to show you the best way to do it too. So let's just dive right in and talk about snacking. Now there's really three main things I want you to think about when it comes to snacking with type 2 diabetes. Okay, they are the timing of your snack, the composition of your snack, and of course, the portion size of your snack. Those are the three things that we're going to touch on today to really help you understand how to build the best snack choice for you to help you to meet your health goals and your blood sugar goals too. So let's first talk about timing. Okay, when is a snack appropriate? I know personally I would love to snack all day long, but we all know that that is not a good choice for our health, our weight, or of course blood sugar. So when it comes to snacking, I really want you to think about what the purpose of snacking is. Okay, the purpose of snacking is really to carry you from one meal to the next. It's to help regulate your appetite between meals. It's to help prevent your blood sugar from crashing during meals. And if you're regulating your appetite between meals, it's also protecting you because that way you don't get to the next meal where you're ravenous and eat too much or eat too fast, which can cause you to eat too many portions, too many carbohydrates, and cause that blood sugar to spike. So that's really the goal of snacks. You're kind of thinking about they're the in-between. They're really carrying you from one meal to the next. So a snack doesn't need to be as big as a meal, but it does need to be substantial enough to serve its purpose. So when you think about timing, now all of us are different. Some people get hungry every 2 or 3 hours. Some people get hungry every 5 or 6 hours. But a good rule of thumb is that if you know it's going to be more than 4 to 5 hours between meals, that's a really good time to plan a snack. Because usually that time frame, more than 4 hours, that's when we start to see blood sugar levels dip down. That's also when we tend to see our energy levels start to plummet. And so a snack can really be beneficial there because it helps to stabilize blood sugar and prevent it from dropping. And food is energy. So if we have a snack in between our meals, it can help to keep our energy levels up too. So that way you have enough energy to do whatever you're doing, to focus on work or to play with your kids or whatever it might be. All right, so about every 4 hours is where I want you to either have a meal or a snack. If you're going to see that there's a longer time frame, maybe you're having breakfast at 8 a.m. and you don't have lunch until 2 p.m., we definitely need to make sure there's a snack in between to carry you from that one meal to the next. Now let's talk a little bit about the composition of your snack. Okay, so there's a lot of options when it comes to snack, and some are really nutritious choices that are great for blood sugar management, and some not so much. So I want you to make sure that when you're choosing snacks, you're making sure to choose the best composition to not only satisfy you and make sure the food is enjoyable, but to also help you to keep your blood sugar in the ideal range for you. Okay, so the composition of your snack really should serve two purposes. I want that snack to last for a while to satisfy you, to keep your appetite in check, and to prevent excessive hunger and cravings. And I also want to make sure that that snack is not spiking blood sugar, but instead stabilizing it until we get to the next meal. So to do that, it's a good idea to have a little bit of carbohydrate at your snack, especially if you're prone to low blood sugar or if you're very active during the day or going a very long period of time in between meals. And then we want to combine it with some kind of a protein or a fat because those two macronutrients digest slower. So they're gonna keep you full longer, and they also help to stabilize blood sugar because they really slow down how quickly that carbohydrate is turned into sugar in the bloodstream when you're eating them together. Now, a question I get asked all the time is, do I have to have a carbohydrate with my snack? It depends, really. So generally, no, you don't have to. If I'm eating breakfast at 8 a.m., I'm having lunch at 1 p.m., I'm not prone to low blood sugar, I'm not super active during that period of time. If I want to have a handful of almonds as a snack, that's probably going to be enough for a string cheese. I don't necessarily have to have carbohydrate. But if your meal before the snack really didn't have many carbohydrates, or you're on a medication that lowers blood sugar, or that snack is going to be right after exercise or a physically active day, then I would encourage you to make sure there are carbohydrates present. Because the more active you are, the longer you go in between meals when blood sugar tends to dip, or if you're on medication that makes blood sugar dip down, there's more chance that your blood sugar is going to crash. Now, for people with type 2 diabetes, you are at risk for hypoglycemia, where blood sugar can go too low depending on the medications you're taking or if you're on insulin. But even if you're on no medication at all, blood sugar can drop. Now, it's not going to drop to a very dangerous level if you're not taking any medication, but it can still go low, and that low feeling makes you feel lethargic. It can make you feel shaky or even anxious. Even people without diabetes can feel low blood sugar if they go too long without eating. So really be in tune with your body, be in tune with the times you tend to snack and how you feel. But if you notice any of those symptoms of a lower blood sugar, where your energy starts to go down a bit, or you're feeling like mentally a little fuzzy and not thinking as clearly, then I would encourage you to make sure your snack has a carbohydrate as well. So let's talk about the choices at snack for carbohydrates and proteins and fats. All right, especially when it comes to carbohydrates, there's a lot of options when it comes to snacks, but you want to make sure the carbohydrate you're choosing is a complex carbohydrate. This means it's a carbohydrate that's slowly digested. Usually it means because there's a lot of fiber in the carbohydrate. It takes a while for your body to convert that carbohydrate into sugar. So since it's slowly digested, we're getting little bits of sugar coming in instead of a big spike followed by a crash. And that's what you want. You want those slowly digested carbohydrates for consistent blood sugar that's going to keep your blood sugar in check versus spiking and crashing. So that can be whole grains. Let's say you're going to have a slice of toast as a snack with some nut butter on it, you want to make sure it's 100% whole grain toast. If you're going to have crackers as a snack, you want to make sure they're 100% whole grain. I personally love Air Pop popcorn. You get a lot of it. 3 cups is only 15 grams of carbohydrate, but it's also a source of whole grain and it has a lot of fiber in it too. So that's another option. Piece of fresh fruit. Fruit is packed full of fiber, so that's another choice there. So you just want to make sure that whatever carbohydrate you're choosing, it's not a refined carbohydrate, it's not loaded with a large amount of added sugars, because those are going to digest rapidly, they're going to spike your blood sugar, and they're not going to leave you feeling satisfied. Now, whenever you're having a carbohydrate with your snack, I would encourage you to incorporate a protein or a fat. Carbohydrate by itself, even the slow digested carbohydrate, they digest pretty quickly, within an hour or two. So that means you're going to feel hungry again sooner. Your blood sugar could start to drop again sooner. But if you combine it with a protein or a fat, it's going to serve a better purpose as a snack. It's really going to carry you to that next meal better, it's going to regulate appetite better, and that means it's going to be easier to maintain your portions and your carbohydrate goals at the next meal. Now, when you're choosing a protein or a fat, you just want to choose more beneficial options. So when it comes to proteins, lean proteins are ideal because they're not going to contain a large amount of saturated fat, and they're usually lower in calories per ounce as well. So this could be plant-based proteins. You can have something like nuts or seeds. They're a great choice of protein, beans and lentils. You can even do tofu. Or you can have animal-based protein that's a bit leaner. So you could look at something like an egg. A hard-boiled egg can make a great snack choice. If you want to have cheese and crackers, just choose low-fat cheese made with part skim milk versus the full-fat varieties. Those are all easy ways to get in protein without a large amount of saturated fat. And it's the same when we look at dietary fat. You want to choose more unsaturated choices, and these are plant-based fats over animal fats whenever possible. And there's a reason for this. Saturated fat, in small amounts, it can be part of our diet. But if we have more than about 7 to 10% of our total calories coming from saturated fat, it can start to have a negative impact on our health. One of the biggest concerns is large amounts of saturated fat in the diet can increase cholesterol levels and increase the risk of cardiovascular disease. Now, this is a big concern for you with type 2 diabetes because people with type 2 diabetes are already at a greater risk of heart disease. So we don't want to contribute to that risk by adding more saturated fat to the diet. The other thing that I think is really important to note is many of us assume, well, it's a fat, it has no impact on my blood sugar, it doesn't matter. That's not really the case. Research has shown that when we have large amounts of saturated fat in the diet, that can actually increase insulin resistance. And when your body's more insulin resistant, it's harder to manage your blood sugar. So I would really encourage you to reduce the amount of saturated fat in your diet whenever possible, because it's going to be easier to meet those glucose goals and it's going to be protective for your future health as well. So what does that mean with snacks? Well, it just means choosing more plant-based fats. So when you think about plant-based fats, if something is an oil, you want to see it from a plant-based source, like olive oil, avocado oil. Avocados themselves are a great choice, a great source of plant-based fats. Nuts and seeds, also a great choice. So any of those types of fats are going to be filling. And the other benefit to those plant-based fats is many times they already incorporate proteins and fibers as well. Like if you think about something like a handful of nuts, you have protein, you have healthy fat, you have fiber. So just by itself, it's going to be an incredibly filling food choice. And that is going to make it a great snack choice for you as well. So you're probably wondering, okay, that's great. Now I know how to build the snack, but what are some really good snacks that I can incorporate every day? Okay, so I'm going to give you some ideas. This is not an inclusive list. Okay, we all have different food preferences. There's going to be things that you like that I might not have thought of. So I don't want you to feel like this list is all you can snack on. If you have a question about a snack, if it's a good choice or not, just comment below, let me know. I'd be happy to help. But these are some snack choices that I think work really well for diabetes management, and I tend to think they taste really well. My clients usually think they taste well, so I think you'll like them too. Okay, so a couple snack choices that you might like. One of my favorites is to make a trail mix with Air Pop popcorn. So you use 3 cups of Air Pop popcorn, which is a whole grain and it's rich in fiber. And you can add to it some nuts. I like to use slivered almonds, and then about 1 tablespoon of dark chocolate chips. So you get this savory sweet trail mix. It's salty, it's sweet, it's packed full of fiber. You have some protein from the nuts as well. And you're adding just a little bit of extra carbohydrate from the dark chocolate chips. But again, it's really making it more of that sweet satisfaction, which can help to curb cravings as well. Another snack choice I love is just the simple one of combining fruit with nut butter. So one of my favorites is just to slice apples and dip them into peanut butter. That's a great snack option, but you can get creative with different fruits and different nut butters. You could do cashew butter and pears. You know, really the options there are limitless. It really depends on what you like. Another snack that's terrific is sliced avocado, either on whole grain crackers or whole grain toast. That's a really easy one to make. It's really beneficial for the amount of healthy fats and fiber you're getting and antioxidants. Tastes great, simple to make, and makes a really quick snack, especially if you're wanting to have something on the run. Smoothies are a great choice too. I love smoothies because you can make them and take them with you. So if you're traveling, if you're on the go, you're running out the door, it could be a really nice snack option. If you're making a smoothie, I highly encourage you, don't just make a fruit smoothie where it's just ice and fruit, although that tastes great. Again, it's just carbohydrate, it's a little bit of fiber, but it's not gonna fill you up and maintain blood sugar completely until the next meal. So what I would want you to do is try to mix in a source of fat or protein with it. A couple things you can mix in. Greek yogurt is great. If you do plain Greek yogurt with fruit, you're adding a source of protein along with a little bit of carbohydrate. Really nice combination. Even avocado. You can actually put avocado into a smoothie. It has a very neutral flavor, so you don't even notice it in the smoothie, but gives a really creamy texture. And because the avocado is in the smoothie, it's adding fiber, it's adding fat, so it's gonna fill you up and help stabilize blood sugar as well. And some other snack options that are real easy, grab and go sort of things. You can grab a banana and a string cheese. You can grab a hard-boiled egg and a handful of berries. It doesn't have to be complicated. These are things that you can combine real easily, grab them with you on the go. Even if you want to have a snack bar, just make sure that the snack bar contains a source of carbohydrate, but not too much added sugar. So try to keep the grams of added sugar to 5 grams or less, and make sure it contains a source of protein or fat. Can have both, but that combination in the snack bar is what's going to be most beneficial when it comes to maintaining blood sugar. So there you have it. If you have type 2 diabetes, there's no reason to stop snacking. In fact, adding snacks to your meal plan can be really beneficial. But just make sure you're focusing on the timing and the composition of those snacks so that you can make the best snack choice for you to help you reach your health goals. So comment below and let me know, what snacks do you like to have when you're managing your blood sugar levels? What do you find works best for you? And if you liked today's video, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a new video. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time.